What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, you're doing amazing. Another day. Let's do it. It's Wednesday, May 20th, 9:45 a.m. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. We're a couple days away from our fights. We got a couple different fight cards that we're breaking down. If you're following along, go to my fight prediction playlist, the Stats Don't Lie videos. You guys have two already for this week. Rob Safar versus Yamil Peralta. My analysis, prediction, and upload is up. You can go check that out. I uploaded it yesterday. And an hour ago, I just uploaded my breakdown, prediction, and analysis of Catterall versus Giasov. So go check that out. Once you watch it, while you're watching it, in the comment section below of those videos, type who you think's going to win. It's a way for us to keep receipts. I also have given our JSB insiders, you guys have 4 tickets, 5 including our quarterly long parlay that we started in April. That's a 9-legger paying about plus 500. We need 5 legs have hit. We need 4 more starting and that quarterly parlay finishes the first week of July with Abdullah Mason. Other than that, I've given you 4 tickets for this coming weekend with many to come. I'm waiting for my book to open up more fights. So it being Wednesday morning, I assume this time tomorrow on our live stream, I'll have more fights. And as soon as I do, I'll be posting more tickets. To become a JSB Insider, click the link that's pinned on the screen. I'll keep it pinned in the comment section. It's a couple bucks a month. You could either join here on YouTube to become a JSB Insider or join on Patreon, whichever one you choose. You get access to the Discord. The Discord isn't just a boxing community. It's a professional betting community, MMA. The NBA playoffs are here. Game 1 is about to begin on my big screen TV, which you guys can't see. I'm watching the pregame of Cleveland versus the Knicks. I've given you guys 2 prop parlays for my picks for the Cavs and Knicks game. I posted those in the Discord now. These are Cowboy parlays. So the way I bet on NBA, I'm a prop better. So my first ticket, it pays plus 3,500, and my second ticket pays plus 3,000. Let's go. And it's just like points scored, assists, steals, that sort of thing. Just fun enough to keep me interested. That game starts in 30 minutes. We're going to get boxing. We're going to keep this focused on boxing. I'm going to take your questions. We're going to pull up the odds, and I'll start saying what's up to everybody. As you guys are tapping in, let me know what's up, how you doing. Maurice says knockout under 6 rounds. I assume Maurice is probably referring to the thumbnail of the main event in Giza on the ring card between Usyk and Rico Verhoeven, a kickboxer. It's an exact play I have. I like the knockout under 6 rounds. I have that actually on a parlay. So I agree with you, Maurice. Fresh BX Johnny, you my boy, but when the Knicks beat the Cavs, I'm including that in my list of boxing predictions I got right. I never did I say the Cavs were going to win? I don't know if I said that. I never bet on my teams, so you could say that if you want. I'm a diehard Cleveland fan. The one thing since I was a kid I never do is I never bet on my teams. So if you look at my parlays that I put in the Discord, none of them have Cleveland on the money line, and none of them have New York on the money line. I do props, but that I think it's bad luck to bet on our team. So anyway, good luck to the Knicks, the Knickerbockers. The worst thing about the Knicks is the crowd. Okay, where we at? Nathan. Johnny, how's my day? Casual. Oh, you guys are all tapped in. I like it. I appreciate it. We're all locked in. It's going good. I got the Cavs start here in about 25 minutes. So I'll be able to watch probably the first half. And then I have some clients at my house. I'll probably have the TV in the garage on. John Ramirez, let's get to business. Let's pull it up then. I'm not getting props. I'll revisit this tomorrow. Scrappy knockout decision. Money line is a plus 900 favorite. Yeah, it's tough for me. I got to see the odds. What odds are you getting? Salute. JSB, baby. We up. What's up, Dwayne Styles, my guy? Keep that chin down. Best sport in the world. Best sport in the world. Who do you guys like, Catterall or Giasov? What other fights have good odds? The one Robin Safar versus Yamil Peralta. Those are good odds. Let me know who you guys like there. I'm still waiting on odds to drop for Mazuka and May Solomon. I'm waiting for a lot of odds to drop. My books aren't really giving me too much right now. I'm excited to see the ring. I know. It's crazy. It's so cool that the card is in Giza with the pyramids and like the Sphinx is in the background. I was watching some of this. The ring posted the stare down of Usyk and Verhoeven, and you can see the Sphinx in the background. How dope is that? It's rad. Big fan of ancient Egypt. I could talk. I could do a whole podcast on my fascination with ancient Egypt. One of my favorite one of my favorite facts about ancient Egypt is the fact that when you look at the pre-dynastic Egyptians, the ones who lived 2400 BC with Cleopatra, her timeline, she lived around 2400 BC. Okay, so if this is today, this finger is today, and this finger is the end of the last ice age, which was about 9400 BC. So today 9400 BC, the end of the last ice age, right? 2400 BC would be about right where my eye is, that eye. So that eye is where Cleopatra lived, right? This finger is today. That finger is the end of the last ice age. They went into the Giza Plateau in the 1980s with with a geologist named Dr. Robert Schoch. He was a professor at Boston University. And their whole goal was to disprove the current Egyptologists in saying that those pyramids were built by the pre-dynastic Egyptians. So that was sort of like the modern thought that the Egyptians of 2400 BC built the pyramids. Now, the way they disprove this is in the 80s in this, and there's a book, multiple books about this. Google Dr. Robert Schoch and his weather erosion studies on the Sphinx. So when the Sphinx was dug up, I think in the 20s or 30s, it was underground, massive. It was underground. They then, during this study, they studied the erosion, the weather erosion patterns on both the Sphinx and the pyramids. And the erosion patterns, which the Egyptologists always said were from wind, were actually from rain. So there are rain erosion patterns on both the Sphinx and the pyramids. They did, they dated. Before the last ice age, up until the last ice age, there used to be water running through there. The climate had changed. Now that is all up for skepticism. Was it due to an asteroid? Why did the weather all of a sudden change? Because the desert used to be tropical. Okay. Back to my timeline. This is today. This is 2400 BC. Cleopatra, pre-dynastic Egyptians. That's the end of the last ice age, which means that Cleopatra and the pre-dynastic Egyptians, their timeline is closer to the modern iPhone, 2400 BC to 2026, is closer to the modern iPhone than they were to whoever built the pyramids. 7,000 years versus 4,000. Isn't that freaking insane? To me, that stat that's one of my all-time favorite historical stats. Is that the pre-dynastic Egyptians, 2400 BC, are more closely related on the timeline to the iPhone being invented than they are to who actually built the pyramids. Freaking insane. That's my probably all-time favorite stat. And then my second one is Machu Picchu and the Incan Empire. So the conquistador, the Spaniards, came into South America in the mid to late 1500s. That's when the Incan Empire collapsed. So the civilization allegedly that built Machu Picchu in Peru, that was like mid 1500s, right? So it goes to show you what sort of in South America, what was going on in the 1500s in South America with one of the most, you know, highly spoken about historical sort of reigns, Reigens, in South America, which only lasted a little over 100 years. That was in the mid 1500s. So the conquistador defeats the Incan Empire. in the mid 1500s. If you rewind 500 years, now the Incan Empire, there were no guns. These are like spears and hunting, bows and arrows, sky gods and demigods, all this good stuff. I guess so. 500 years earlier than the conquistadors' collapse of the Incan Empire, you could have gone to Oxford University in England and studied philosophy and mathematics in 1052. Oxford University in England opened in 1052 AD, 500 years prior to the conquistadors. So you had these sort of like high society people in that part of the world learning philosophy, mathematics, science 500 years before the that to me is insane. So I love it. I love history. I love all this sort of stuff. Let's get back to boxing. That's a bit of a rant. Gaultier is a no, he's not. Gaultier is not a former world champ. He's getting blasted out. The people who built the pyramids, Easter Island, Nazca lines, millions of years ago. Well, the Nazca lines, you're referring to South America. Easter Island, that's my neck of the woods. I don't even, were they people? You know what I'm saying? Johnny, what's up, boss? Hope all is well. We went on a little bit of an ancient history chat. I'm a big fan. Did you hear the rumors of Nav versus Loma? I did see Loma. That's a bad fight for Loma. Navarrete just walks right through him. The fact that he would come back to a top guy like that, I don't think he would do it. Same thing goes for Conor. Conor's going to walk right through Max. Loma and Conor are parallel. I think that's a bad matchup for Max Holloway. I like Conor versus Max there, and I like Nav versus Loma there if that ever goes down. Conor's supposed to be fighting Max. When you look at what Conor does 6 years, mixed with Max being touched up lately, all that damage, I would take Conor to beat Holloway. There's an event also Saturday morning in Germany, just the money line odds. I have money on Bakary Samake. I think Samake, young, what is he, 21 years old? This fight was supposed to go down a month ago. I'm glad they rescheduled against Hadrabej. It's a good fight. I got Samake on there. Sup, Johnny? I just checked in, had to check. I was bidding channel, not his. We're not a bidding. Hold on, Mike from Melbourne. Don't categorize us as a bidding channel, dude. No way. We are a channel for the gentlemen. We are an educated, research-based channel. We could talk about boxing. We could talk about psychology. We could talk about anthropology. You come here for what you need. Amari Jones odds for not. You guys are getting odds. I'm not getting odds. I'm not getting props yet, guys. Let me double check to make sure I didn't misspeak on Julius's statement, and then you just said something too. Vincenzo Galtieri, German. International. He held the. What? He was a champ. He held the IBF. God damn, I misspoke. Shout out. I take that back. Vincenzo, would he hold it for a month? Who did he lose to? Janabek. Elamhanale. So he won the vacant IBF in July against Esquiva Fasal. And then, yeah, August, September, he held it for 8 weeks. And then he fought, and he got stopped in the 6th against Janabek. That's a good shout out, Julius. You're up to date, boy. Damn, a 6-week reign. A 6 to 7 week reign is, I guess I could be forgiven for not remembering. There you go. Predictive text. What's up, Johnny Slew? Let me get a birthday shout out. John McGanna, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, John McGanna 97. Happy birthday to you. I'm going to do you better. I'm going to sing you a happy birthday. That's what we do. I'm a very positive-minded guy. It's your birthday. You're around me. You're getting sung to. You know what I'm saying? If you were in Sydney, we would go out. So let's see what the... Damn. So maybe... Are you guys saying that Omari is going to have a slip-up? Guys, remember, this is Amari, not Omari. We got Omari Jones. We got Amari Jones. This is 16-0, 14 knockouts. Damn, he's still only 24 years old. Ranked 19 in the world at middleweight. Stopped area. He's fighting a world champion now. Dude, Galtieri's only 20. He's 25-1, man. 8 knockouts. El Capo. Who is his best win? He drew Sophie and Katie, Noma, Pavlov. Damn, he's coming off a points win over Attila Koros, who is 18-40. So Galtieri is coming off a points win against a guy who was 18-40. Granted, it was a 6-rounder. I guess it was a stay busy fight, but I mean, so what are you guys saying? You're saying Amari, I guess I do have props. Knockout 147. So these are great odds. I mean, these are great odds to choose from. Shout out to the chat for giving me a heads up on this. We don't have a lot of action this weekend, but we have a lot of good value props to choose from. There's a lot of money to be made if we play our cards right. There is always money to be made if we play our cards right. I think the educated chat understands that we don't need pay-per-view events for it to be a good boxing weekend. We're not here to judge matchmaking. We're here to win fights. We're here to win money. We're here to break down fights based on research and find the best value prop. Shout out to the chat, Mike Melbourne, and shout out to Julius. I wasn't aware of. I just saw Amari last night as a massive 10-1 favorite. But look at these odds, man. Amari 16-0, 14 knockouts. The reason why that knockout prop isn't, 47% is a good return. But I think the value would be taking Galtieri in terms of his champion pedigree, taking Amari the distance. This will be Amari Jones's biggest step up. The plus 230. I mean, how old is Galtieri now? This is just off the cuff. So give me some time. Give me 24 hours to pick. He's 33 years old. He's only been stopped once against Janabek. Janabek stops everybody. 191 pro rounds. You know what I'm saying? Galtieri has 191 pro rounds. Amari Jones has 58 pro rounds. So Galtieri has almost 4-1 pro experience. When I tend to bet on these props, that's one of those statistics that I look into. So it's not my official, but Amari on points at plus 230 might be a prop of the week. Taurus season. Yes. Bull. We up. Yes, sir. All right, boys. All the JSB insiders. Wish John a happy birthday, man. Beast mode in the house. We killed it last week. We still good. Yeah. I think Zayas can dance around and lose a 12-round decision. Boots decision. Zayas is durable. Zayas is big. Zayas is a confident young world champion. Zayas is undefeated. You are going to have to knock Zayas unconscious for him not to go the distance. So that's another prop I probably like. John's a great video. I appreciate you, man. It was I do my best. Look, I put a lot of energy into my Stats Don't Lie videos. Everything from the film study to the research to filming it and editing it and the music. I want to make it look like a good product. My goal with those are like in our boxing community, YouTube boxing, our overall YouTube boxing community, it's a niche, right? I think that it's in those Stats Don't Lie videos, because I pick a winner and somebody has to lose, I feel it's the least I could do to make the video look presentable. That's why they take a lot of time, a couple hours each video, just uploading. I appreciate everyone who watches those. I appreciate it. Those are the videos that I started out how I grew my channel. Those sharp, polished videos. and I never used to do I never used to do a prediction. So John, imagine watching the whole video, and then at the very end, I wouldn't give you a prediction. That's how they used to be, and it was the chat only last April. If you go to all the Stats Don't Lie videos and rewind the clock back to last April, the commenters are the ones who forced me. All you guys were like, "Why don't you give us a prediction? Why don't you give us a prediction?" That was only a year ago. So then I started giving you a prediction, and then why don't you do live streams? That was only July. Then I started doing live streams. Why don't you start a Discord? That was only in August. So when you guys when the newbies come to my channel and they say I came to you for betting, it's like, bro, I've been doing this. I only started doing the betting less than a year ago. This is don't just categorize me as a betting channel. If you're here for the betting, that's a bonus. But this is for the love of the game. You can't be serious taking Connor. I'm definitely taking Connor over Max. Hasn't I don't care. Hasn't fought in 5 years' time. I don't care. Ring rust factored in, increase. I do not care. I'm definitely taking Conor McGregor to stop Max. Look, I'm not a Max Holloway fan. Definitely a Conor McGregor fan, and I'm more of a OG MMA fan. I was with Conor on his rise. I remember when he was on the undercard in Boston, Massachusetts, when he got the blackout treatment. I've been watching UFC since November '93. I've watched every single UFC event, the Pride events, all that good stuff. It's not just boxing. I remember Conor was on an undercard in Boston and he got the blackout treatment. Never had seen that before. I still don't think we'll ever see it. I remember when Max Brimage had all of the shine, had all of the hype. Max Brimage was the 2-1 favorite against Conor, and Conor starched him. I remember when Diego Brandao went to Ireland, and Brandao was a dog, starching everybody, and Conor McGregor had one of his best performances. Dude, McGregor, that lightning bolt that he changed MMA forever. I don't judge a fighter for what they do outside of the ring, outside of the octagon. I judge fighters for what they were when they were at their best. And his sharp boxing, striking, if he's healthy enough, which he is to take this fight, and they both make weight, Conor McGregor stops Max Holloway. That's my prediction. If anyone takes Conor over Max, they have to take... No, opposite. I'm taking Conor over... I don't think Max is durable. I think Max is super chinny. He's been in so many wars. I remember watching Max when he was 20 against my boy, 6'6" kid who's been on my podcast multiple times. White kid, fought in the UFC once. He lives in Thailand. His name is slipping. I remember, so I've watched Max's whole career when he was a 145er, when he fought Conor the first time. Max is a guy who gets hit a lot. People thought Max was punchy in 2013. 2013, 13 years ago, Max Holloway was doing a media week for Vegas, and Michael Bisping, might have been 2015. I'm going to say 2013. You guys, you can pull this up. This is all off the top. And this was like definitely over a decade ago. Max was pulled from the card. It was during fight week. He was cutting weight, and he was like doing this interview. And Bisping said that he looked punch drunk, which he wasn't. Well, who knows? Max has a lot of miles, man. I think he gets flatlined. See, these are all emotional takes about who he is. You got to remember you got to remember that pull counter against Josie. Dude, that punch he landed, nobody touched Josie Aldo like that. Revisionist history is crazy. Josie Aldo was the baddest dude on the planet. Nobody beat him. Nobody touched him like that. And for Conor to be so disrespectful in the lead up and catch him coming in on that, woo! Conor McGregor is special, dude. I'm not taking EJ. Tim Tszyu over EJ for sure. What's up, Johnny in chat? Let's go. Taurus season in the house. We got some controversial ones, baby. Let's go. I won. Give me my money. You what? I lost. Okay. Johnny, what's good? Knicks tonight, the Mercury. You be betting on the WNBA, man. You wild. I just watched the 520 podcast with Jeff Teague. He was talking about how he would put 100 up every game if he played in the W. Those games, I can't believe you watched that stuff. Is horrible to watch. Morning, Johnny. Early thought Tim will beat Errol. Interesting, Tim working with. Yeah, dude, Errol. I'm I, Johnny. Who are you a bigger fan of, Errol Spence Jr. or Tim Zoo? Errol Spence Jr. Johnny, who do you think's gonna win, Errol Spence Jr. or Tim Zoo? Tim Zoo. Johnny, who did you bet on, Errol Spence Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bud Crawford. So this won't be the first time I bet against Errol. 1,000 days out, years of alcoholism. We know about the damage and the car crashes. We know about the Bud Crawford loss. If anything, Tim Zoo got stopped early against Bakr Murtazaev. The cut against Seb Fendora gets stopped in the second fight. He stayed active, though. He stayed active. This is a guy who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, stays in the gym with Jeff Fennick. I think our body, the older we get, man, our central nervous system, our reaction time, our speed, coordination, all of that goes slowly but surely. So Errol's is all gone anyway. I think he's coming to Australia to get paid. I like Zoo to stop him. They teasing us for taking they could tease us all they want. You could tease me all you want. Conor McGregor's gonna stop Max. Damn, you're selling. Dude, Conor's a fucking one. Dude, it's not like Max is a grappler. Max is going to stand and trade with Conor. Conor's best gifts was and is his accuracy. Accurate as hell. Max going, not anymore. Look, what is Max? Max is super faded. But how can you say that you take Conor over Max, but take Tim out? Conor never been in car crashes. Conor, that's it. And they're different sports. This isn't math. How is it? How are you guys comparing Conor versus Max in Errol versus Tim? This is not even the same. I remember when McGregor said Tommy beats speed. It does. Dude, McGregor, he's going to... It's a bad matchup. Bad matchup for Max Holloway. Did you see the release card for Perro Crocker? Liam Talivaa, my boy. Dude, good for Liam. Tough matchup, though. Dempsey McCann, that's a tough fight. Liam Wilson versus Marin. We got the footy boys on. George Burris versus Nelson Sullivan. My favorite thing about these no limit Aussie cards is how much the Discord makes fun of us in Australia. Unless you guys won't understand the fascination unless you come to Australia and learn the direct connection with rugby players and boxing. Not rugby union, rugby league. So there's two sports of rugby that I've learned. There's rugby union, which is like the scrum, they big, internationally big. Rugby league, the only place they play rugby league, I'm pretty sure it started in Australia. I think some of the islands they play rugby league. I think actually in what's the country north? There's an island country north of Australia, north of Cairns, that it's their national sport. Not Fiji. My boy Kane, one of my clients, is going to box there. But anyway, there's a direct connection with Australian culture, with boxing and rugby league. So I love it. I love seeing Nelson Sullivan and George Burrs. I was ringside. I went to see Sonny Bill Williams versus the big fella. So I'm all up for it. I love watching rugby league. It's one of my favorite sports. I go to the games, so I'm up for it. And they let us bet on it. I think Johnny is a slightly Asian Australian fighter since moving there. No, I don't. How can I pick Errol over Tim? Errol's gonna get stopped, dude. Errol's gonna get stopped. Dude, did you see him hitting the pads? Errol's hitting the pads like he's pushing his punches. Now, maybe he was clowning. I'm an Errol Spence fan. I'm excited I'm gonna get to see him fight before he retires. That's what I'm excited. I'm excited that I'm gonna get to see him fight before he retires. Echan, appreciate you. Yeah, you guys comparing Conor versus Max to Tim versus Errol is absolutely insane. Guys, tip off. We got the Knicks versus Cavs starting. Here we go. Yeah, Garcia announced it last night on a night show, a late show, one of those late shows I don't watch. That is a great matchup for Ryan Garcia. Conor Benn's tailor made for Ryan Garcia. Shout out to Conor Benn. Limited skill set, fighting for a world title. Most people never thought dude, 4 years ago, if you would have said Conor Benn would be fighting for a world title, people would have called you crazy. Yeah, look, I've watched Errol his whole career. I'm a big Errol Spence fan. It hurt. I'm not stoked about saying that I think Tim's going to win. I not only think Tim's going to win, I think Tim's going to stop him. Don't you think Conor's reaction time is? Yeah, but it's different in MMA striking. Conor, a guy like that, he's never stopped shadow. But I know it's different, but this is a guy who's never stopped shadow boxing, never stopped hitting the weights. We know he was on the gear, big boy, natural striker, man. He's a gifted dude. When you have that dude will have have hands like that until he's 80 years old if he lives that long enough. Cleveland on their grown man. Let's go. September 12th, Benver Garcia. Shout out to the chat. 30 minutes in, 40 to 50 you. Give me a like, thumbs up, like this video. Guys, I put 2 Stats Don't Lie videos up this week already. Your boy's hustling for you, man. I've been doing my best to work hard day in and day night for the chat. You guys got my breakdown of Rob Safar versus Lamir Peralta. And just now I uploaded Jack Catterall versus Shakram Giasov. Come on, Evan Mobley, make a free throw. The Cavs' free throws have been horrible. Max Whip Dustin. I don't rate Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is, in my opinion, super overrated as well. Look, if you guys are coming into this chat and you're newer UFC fans, you're gonna get offended by my takes. Dustin Poirier, I was never a fan of Dustin Poirier. Didn't like him in the WEC. Didn't like him in the UFC. There's been times in his career he redeemed himself later on in his career, but early on in his career, he was a bully, man. He talked a lot of shit, didn't show up in big fights, would get beat, would quit in fights. I'm not a Dustin Poirier fan. So you're not really speaking to the right guy here about Dustin Poirier. I don't think Poirier is a Hall of Famer. Poirier never did Poirier ever win a champion? Was he ever a champ? They have to create fake belts. This era of MMA is crazy to me. Both Rusty and Sale haven't fought in years. Johnny, did you see the poll where 75.9% of us pick Liam? I didn't see that poll. 79. Yeah, I can see Pero. Who did that poll? 80%'s picking Liam over Crocker. Crocker's big, dude. As long as Liam doesn't play that game, Liam will be good from the outside. Liam is the more skilled boxer. He's the more tactical guy. Yeah, I mean, is there 147? Crocker's probably one of the weakest champions. I hate Jalen Brunson. Travel. Sorry, guy. I hate the Knicks. I hate soft ass Cat. I hate Jalen Brunson. Just the hate I had for Detroit. You guys knew that. I hate New York way worse. Let's go, D. Mitch. Come on, D. Mitch. Shitting on these boys. Thoughts on Pero decision? We'll talk about when we get there. Errol got that Texas drill. Big Veneers Julius. I like Errol, man. I'm an Errol fan, dude. But Errol's not the same. Just watch how I did a video on YouTube that YouTube took down. They took it down 2 years ago. Maybe I'll find it and re-upload it. It's basically what I did was, and maybe you guys have been with me this long. Maybe you remember this video, and you guys got so emotional about it. I did a chronological order of progression of Errol Spence Jr. giving interviews. So I said I had an interview of Errol when he was in the Olympic amateurs, Errol's pro debut, Errol's 10th win, Errol's 15th win, and then I had it side by side. He's definitely punchy, and is it from the fights? Is it from the crashes? Is it from the alcoholism? He's definitely not the same guy. You guys could just do that yourself. Maybe I didn't like to hate the video guy because I did it because I'm an Errol fan. I don't think he should be fighting. I don't think he should have taken the Bud Crawford fight. It's a miracle he's even alive. It's a miracle he's even alive when you watch the footage of him getting ejected from his convertible, which is insane. I've been on Spence since the fight was announced, but the fight being, I mean, boxing's so brutal. I'm just fortunate that I'm going to be able to see an Errol Spence Jr. fight live. 8-4. Errol stops Tim. Let's go. What with his that marauding southpaw style, just throwing a jab in his backhand and falling in? I'll be shocked. Errol should be 160. We got the Aerosexuals coming out now, baby. I love it. Errol Spence fight week's gonna be fun, boys. I'm going to that fight too, so I'll be there. 10-4, 10-4 Cleveland. I hate Josh Hart. I hate Cat. The only guy in the Knicks I like is OG. I like OG. I hate me some Brunson. Yeah, that's about it. OG's the only dude on the Knicks I like. Everyone else, mud. I love how people I love how people get emotional about my UFC takes. Connor's last one is Donald. Yeah, it's been a while, boy. Max beating Gaethje and Dustin. I don't care. Do you think it's Tommy Speed? It's funny. D Mitch for 3. Oh, 10-4 Cleveland. Yeah, he's not going to be the same guy, man. Connor's what, 35 now, 36. Been doing blow, fucking, drinking. I just think the matchup is good for him. You know, Max Holloway is just going to stand there. Max has no head. Max is borderline, maybe the lowest fight IQ of any fighter of all time. You know what I'm saying? Max, durability, a question, gets hit a lot. Connor's going to piece him up. I don't like Poirier, but he did sleep McGregor. I don't know. I don't know what's he say? I don't know what his name was, but I'm gonna call him Clay. His mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Lucky he'll win a game. That's why I don't have Cleveland on any of my parlays. I'm a prop better. Come on, Fresh BX. I'm a prop better. You guys can give it to me. Look, I can take getting trolled because I'll troll you back, and I'll do it with a smile on my face. I think that's where we all get along. We're a squad. The JSB insiders, we got thick skin. We don't have to agree with anything, and you know I'm not going to get emotional. I'll clown right with you. So let's see. This ticket looks sus already. Donovan Mitchell. Oh, the game just started though. You know you're a D-gen when you're looking at your prop play 4 minutes into the game. D Wade got 2 rebounds though. Evan Mobley. Donnie has 7 points. All right. Harden missing easy buckets. McGregor is the reason I started watching UFC. I wanted him to win, but he got about 7 minutes to knock out Max, if not getting stopped. I don't know, man. Striking at range, Connor could strike for all day. It's not like he's going to have to grapple. It's the grappling and wrestling that depletes a gas tank. Striking is a different energy system, dude. Max is gonna give him that fight. That's why he took the fight. My rant. Oh, I feel sorry for you. Yuck. Dude, could you imagine having the luck of being a New York Knicks fan and a Baltimore Ravens fan? Gross. That's disgusting. All in on Gatto. Let's go. Catterall. Catterall's backhand. Have you never seen Jack fight, boy? Let's go. Oh, we got the Crocker fans. Crocker knocks Pedro out cold. He goes, Paddy the hooligan Hulan. Rear naked choke. Katal Pendred, you can't beat that guy. We didn't come to take part. We came to take over. My issue, Nathan, with re-uploading it is getting a copyright strike. It got taken down because this was before the Terrence. Okay, so before the Terrence Crawford fight, Terrence Crawford fought Errol July of 2023. So April of 2023, I had, I think, 2,000 subscribers. I had probably 2,000 subscribers April of 2023. So from April to 2023 to now, which is 2026, I have about 28,000 subscribers. And it's just been a steady journey growing. And I've been, obviously, I'm very consistent and I create polished videos with night. YouTube's algorithm likes uploads in a certain 4K quality with certain equipment. That's why those stats don't lie videos. I use my $8,000 camera. You know what I'm saying? And I edit it, and YouTube's algorithm pushes those videos to new viewers, etc. You got to know the business, baby. You got to know the business. And so, in that time from April, it was the fight camp. I was like, all right. And up until April 2023, you could look on my channel. I was interviewing UFC fighters, scientists, millionaires. I was interviewing published authors. I was doing documentaries. I was doing a bunch of random shit, right? It was then where I was like, you know what? I'm going to only do boxing. So only focus on boxing. That's it. And so I was doing these videos, and I was doing Terrence Crawford fight camp videos, and I was doing Errol Spence Jr. fight camp videos, and I was noticing how emotional people were getting. And I was like, holy dude, that fight camp was insane of the commenters, and people had put their stick in the road, and they were on one side or the other. And when I released that Errol Spence Jr. interview video, the progression of the chronological brain damage, people were pissed. People were freaking pissed. So I think a lot of people complained about it. And all I was you didn't see me on the video. It's not like you saw my big ass head. It was clips. Max Struess, man, you out here wide open threes, missing shots. So if I upload again, I'll have to put it together on 1,000. Yeah, he is, and we don't like saying it, because it's sort of it's an emotional issue in boxing because it's the sad truth. But we don't know if Errol's damage is from that or the car crashes. Come on, Dean Wade, dude, Cleveland just missing everything. Soft ass Jared Allen missing layups, missing bunnies. Dean Wade missing wide open threes. R. Kelly singing songs. 10-8. I think she talks different from whenever he was interviewing, being taught about Keith Thurman fight with Skip Bayless. I forgot what broadcast this was on most recent. Then what other NBA team? This is just me noticing. Cleveland has 3 white boys on the court right now: Max Strus, Dean Wade, and Sam Merrill. What other NBA team has 3 white boys playing on the court at the same time? That's a crazy stat. Errol gonna break him down. What do you mean, like he always does? Who's the last dude Errol broke down? Cleveland. It's tough being a Cleveland fan, bro. It's tough being a Cleveland. At least we run boxing. At least Cleveland runs boxing. Northeast Ohio runs boxing. One of my all-time favorite MMA language, Fedor Emelianenko. Yeah, Fedor was a goddamn animal. Wasn't it no, it was Crow Cop. I always get mixed up. The Brendan Schaub knocked out Crow Cop. Not Fedor. Yeah, he's an animal. That whole era, I mean, do you remember Igor Voinchevin? Igor from the Pride days. He was the same era as Fedor, just a little bit smaller. Igor, they call him the Russian Hammer. He was a goddamn gorilla. He had some great fights with Kazushi Sakuraba, Vanderlei Silva. Make a 3, Schroeder. I had Schroeder at plus 500 to make 2 threes. He just made 1. Let's go. Fresh BX Thanksgiving. Mike McDonald, brother, best coach in the NFL. No disrespect, Ravens fumble. I hate Baltimore. I hate every sports team except that they're from Cleveland. I hate me some Jalen Brunson, boy. Hopefully McGregor sleeps Max and sleeps his. Could you imagine the triple champ is back? He does whatever the fuck he wants. I can't wait for that fight week. People are going to be getting all emotional. I love how emotional fight fans get, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Deranged. 13-9. Guys, like this video. Let me know what time it is. Generational defensive coach learned under Jim and the Harbaugh connection. The Harbaugh connection. When did he fight? Dude, Ugas? When did he fight Ugas? That was like the silent film era. Fedor was a legend. Cain Velasquez got... Cain. Nice, man. You guys are young bucks. Hoist Gracie got me into MMA in 1993. But Cain was a legend, man. Sea-level Cain. Cardio Cain. Cain was a beast. Shout out to the judicial system in California for doing the right thing. Cleveland just turns the ball over. Just reckless with the ball. Getting dunked on. Yuck. Oh, Schroeder almost hit that. Ugas fight was 2020. Yeah, these cats are dropping Udonis. Ugas names is insane to me. What have you done for me lately? Schroeder. Oh, needed it. We needed it, bro. We needed it. Y'all let Walker go. We gonna see what y'all do this year. Brunson is mud. Brunson is dirt. I hate Jalen Brunson. I hate his forehead. I hate his braids. And that constipated look he has on his face. I hate me some Jalen Brunson all day, every day. What did you think of that MVP MMA card? I didn't watch it. I had action on it. It was Sunday my time. I was out with my girl. I was seeing the results. Didn't watch it. I bet on it because you savages, and we won. We won. 2 of our 7 winning tickets were from that card. We hit Ronda, first round sub at plus 135, and we hit our prelim parlay, but I didn't watch that. Ravens should do pretty good this year. Fresh BX Lamar. Y'all keep that Baltimore Raven chat out the chat. This is a Cleveland Brown channel. This is a Cleveland Brown channel. Y'all be keeping that Baltimore Raven chat out the chat. Y'all knew it was good for you. Why is Mitchell always the first starter to go to the bench? He be sleepy, man. He be tired out here, man. He's sleepy. People don't realize D Mitch is only 6'1". He takes a lot. They put so much. What other 6'1" guard? 6'2" max. 6'2" max. Excluding Steph Curry, who is 6'3". What other 6'1" guard carried their team to a title? Isaiah Thomas? And that was in the 80s? When was Zeke's last title? 88? Allen Iverson played in the finals. They didn't win one. John Stockton played in many. They never won one. People put a lot of pressure on D-Mitch. He's a little dude, man. He's not a 6'6" guard. He's a little cat. Spider. Brunson and Drew got that. I don't like his energy. I'm just a hater, guys. You know that. I'm out here just hating. Arudio. You guys think Arudio has a chance? I talked about it yesterday on the live stream. Let me pull it up. Here, let's look real quick before shit goes downhill, because shit's been going downhill quick. Let's see if anybody is on upset alert. I don't like Jordan Panthen. Sue me. I haven't done video on Jean Pacheco, but I don't like Jordan Panthen. So if you have an hour of your time and you want to impress our group, somebody tape John Pacheco and then write about it in our Discord, because at plus 750, the amount of disdain I have for Panthen, it would make me tape his opponent. That's one. John Ramirez, I don't know much about his opponent. You guys like Scrappy. I don't have props on that. I like Safar here on the money line. You guys know that. I already have action on that. Amari Jones, I think the question here is going to be which prop to play. Do you take the plus 240 decision, or do you take the sub plus money knockout? For me, being a value guy, I would take Amari on points because it's plus money. And if you're going to take the knockout, parlay that with something to get plus money. How about this A side being a 20-1 dog? How we don't see that a lot. A sides being 20-1 dogs is insane. I think Haruta handles May Solomon pretty convincingly. Daniel Lapin, Ukraine in the house. I like Kiki Torres over Frank. Hamza, I think, stops Bejic. I like Catterall on points against Giasov. I like Samake. Are we getting any props on Bakary here? No, we don't have any props here. If props open with Bakary, Cleveland's just turning the ball over. This is getting ugly now. New York's on a 10-0 run. And then Usyk, I like under 5. So that's about it. We'll get back to this. I'm going to lock it up. I'm going to see your comments. And then I'm going to watch the Knicks steamroll Cleveland. Styles make fights. Ugas 2.0 stand in front of you. Bro, your mission... Zoo don't fight going backwards. Can we make a shot? Cleveland is 0 for everything from the field. They're going to get beat by 40 points this game. Johnny, thoughts on Torres getting a ton of hate on YouTube? Is he? People are haters. Cleveland is horrible. Cleveland's missed their last 49 shots. Kiki, I don't care about hate on YouTube. People are gonna hate. Look, you know how racist boxing fans could be. A big group of people might not like Kiki because he's Mexican American. You know how racist people are online, and that's not how we do it here. We don't. That should never come into question. Kiki Torres is, in my opinion, a potential champion. He's definitely America's best chance at a heavyweight strap, in my opinion. Oh my God. This Cavs team is horrible. Yuck. Oh my God. No rebounding, turning the ball over. Frank Sanchez might be 48 years old. I think Kiki Torres, how athletic he is, how skilled he is, he's not a big heavyweight. He has a lot of volume, a lot of pressure, and he's super determined in there. I think he's going to dog walk Frank Sanchez. And yeah, don't pay attention to YouTube comments. How many turnovers are you guys going to have? Wemby was going crazy yesterday. I mean, 7 foot. That guy's insane. Genetic freak. Was Mark Price 100%. I wore number 25 from the time I was 6 until I was 19. So yeah. And then Kevin Johnson was my second favorite player. I like guards. KJ at Phoenix was a dog. And then Dominique was my favorite forward. So like my favorite players growing up were like Mark Price, Kevin Johnson, Dominique Wilkins. The human highlight film. Dude, this team is horrible. I'm gonna have to get off soon so I could cry in the corner, guys. He gonna cry in the car. That Torres fight so iffy. I don't think it's iffy at all. I think Torres beats Sanchez easy. I don't think that's a close fight. That fight gives me real weird vibes. Yeah, Frank Sanchez, 58 years old out here. You're gonna take Connor. I'm gonna take Connor to stop Max. I didn't even look at the odds. Ranver, thoughts on Amari, Samaki, Torres, Hamza, Usyk, 80% return. Let's go. Let's go. If we can make that plus money, that'll be our safety net parlay. we'll add one more. Ranver, I'm still waiting to get odds, mate. So today is Wednesday, May 20th, 10:40 a.m. Tomorrow, hopefully, I have more fights. Those picks will be on my. I still need to do a long parlay for the week. I still need to do a safety net parlay for the week. I need to find a dog if there is one. On paper, you should win, but I need to see why the injuries and maybe Seattle Frank. You think Frank is better than Torres? Frank is not a better boxer than Torres. Frank is slow, doesn't have a lot of output, reaction time. His feet are terrible. He's not good. Yes, Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Mike. The country we were thinking of earlier, entering NRL in 2028. Rugby League, not the international. That's why Johnny played it, Mike. It's not. Rugby League isn't an international sport. What do you mean? How's that crazy? It's definitely not an international sport. NBA might be the most rigged sport of all time. Darts. It's all coded. All right, guys, stay up.